Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. About 7 months ago, I put out a video on the ritual sacrifice of Derrick Thomas, the Kansas City Chief. He died in 2000, 9 days after Super Bowl 34 was played. That Super Bowl was won by the St. Louis Rams over the Tennessee Titans. And Derrick Thomas, who died, was a member of the Kansas City Chiefs, also from the state of Missouri, like the Rams. He was the sacrifice for the ritual that was the Super Bowl. What fans of the NFL do not recognize is that the league is entirely scripted, and it truly is a gigantic ritual. It's about a lot more than the sport of football. If you're new to my channel, I was mocked by USA Today in January of this year for the work I've been doing on sports. The Today mocked me prior to Super Bowl 50 because I predicted months before the game was played that the Broncos would win. As the season went on, as I did the decoding work, which I'm about to expose you to in regards to the ritual sacrifice of these young men for the Chiefs, as I did this decoding work, I saw that the Super Bowl would be won by the Broncos over the Panthers. I saw that Von Miller would be the MVP, and I saw that there would be a Black Panthers tribute, the symbolism of the white horse and the Black Panther. The Black Panther Party established by Huey P. Newton, the quarterback of the Panthers, Cam Newton. The Black Panthers were established in Oakland, not far from where Super Bowl 50 was hosted. But anyway, for doing this decoding work, for making these predictions, I was mocked by the USA Today, and they made me seem like I was some kind of Looney Tune. And you'd think after the Super Bowl was played and I was correct about all these things that they'd write an apology. But I'm still waiting for that, and I imagine I forever will be. So anyway, I just bring up those points because a lot of people come here and they think my research is crazy, but they don't realize all that I have predicted to date. There's way more than just that Super Bowl that I predicted. I've called the NBA Finals and so many other things. The world of sports is scripted. It's scripted the exact way I'm about to show you. And what's sick is not only are the games rigged, deceiving all the fans of these leagues who pay so much money, time, and energy, but they also, the powers that be, the Masons, the Zionists who are in control of the leagues, who are in control of the media, they also literally sacrifice their athletes, their celebrities by the numbers. This same gang controls sports, music, movies. Their entertainers ritually sacrificed by the numbers. See all my work during the time of the NBA Finals. Covered every celebrity death you heard of during the time of the NBA Finals. They were all connected to the NBA Finals. Case in point, the final one during the time of the finals came just before Game 7. It was the actor Anton Yelchin. He died at age 27. He had birth numerology of 103. 103 is the 27th prime number. Later that day, the Cavs would play their 103rd game of the season. LeBron James would finish with 27 points. 103, the 27th prime. Cavs win the NBA championship. It was LeBron's 13th season. 103rd game, drop the 0. You're right at 13. It was a date with 41 numerology. The word king equals 41. King James, it was the real King James's birthday. 27 days after the NBA Finals, Nate Thurmond would drop dead. And a lot of people speculate that Nate Thurmond is the father of LeBron James. Look at Nate Thurmond, look at LeBron James. You can truly see the resemblance, especially in the hairline. They're both born in Akron, Ohio, just like Steph Curry, and Nate Thurmond played for the Warriors and the Cavs, having his number 42 retired with both teams. Last year, 2 seasons ago in the NBA, I predicted the NBA Finals would be Cavs and Warriors in the regular season through Nate Thurmond, and I also made that prediction for this past season. All right, on with the death of Javon Belcher. I just realized that these videos are important, and if I can set them up with more evidence for people who've never been here before, they might stay tuned instead of leaving a nasty comment, as typically happens. What we're going to do is show the parallels between his death and Derrick Thomas' death and what they had to do with the Super Bowls. So he wore the wrong number, unfortunately. In terms of being made a possibility for a ritual sacrifice, he wore the number 59. The word kill in Jewish gematria equals 59. All throughout history, black men have been killed by this number. Negro equals 59. Slave equals 59. Blues equals 59. The Motown Records, the black music label, came out in 59. That's because the same Masons, the same Zionists have been running the show for the entire existence of this nation. And they've done it all by the numbers. Both men also played linebacker, Derrick Thomas and Javon Belcher. Linebacker has gematria 44, just like kill in simple English. Many black men have died by that number, including Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. If you've never seen my work on their deaths, they both died at age 39. We're going to end up talking about 39 in this video. Derrick Thomas died on the 39th day of the year. A lot of significant numbers, a lot of numbers that show up in a big way in these ritual sacrifices. The Zionist Jews go by the 39 books of the Old Testament. His full birth name was Javon Henry Allen Belcher. Full birth name right here, born July 24th, 1987, dead December 1st, 2012. That name in Pythagorean gematria sums to 103, and with the V exception, the name sums to 121. He died he died 12/1 December 1st, a lot like his name gematria. Revelation, the book of prophecy, has gematria of 121. See my work on the death of Prince, which I predicted in February, and his final attendance at the last Warriors game, March 3rd, and how that was all related to his planned death by the numbers. Anyhow, this man dead on a date significant to his name, something common we see in these ritual sacrifices. His full name in simple English gematria also sums to 229, which is the 50th prime number. Chiefs equals 50. America equals 50. The NFL America's game, the Chiefs, one of two teams to play in the first Super Bowl. They lost to the Packers. 229, the 50th prime. He was 25 years old. He died on a date with 25 numerology. 25 also has gematria 50. We'll talk about the significance of his birthday to the date he died and what it had to do with the upcoming Super Bowl. The date he was born on was a date with 137 numerology. 137 is the 33rd prime number, and again, Derrick Thomas, who he has a lot of parallels to, died at age 33. 137, the 33rd prime number. He was born on a date with 38 numerology. Death equals 38. As for Derrick Thomas, he died 38 days after his 33rd birthday. He was born January 1st, 67. Blood sacrifice equals 67. Died February 8th, 2000, the 39th day of the year. He died 38 days after his birthday. Death equals 38. This young man, Javon Belcher, had 38 coded into his birth numerology, as well as 118. And death in Jewish gematria. And what the NFL truly is, you know, and I'm someone who appreciates football, played football growing up, you know, but what I want you guys to realize, what the NFL is, what spectator football is distracting the manpower of this nation while we live in this war empire that creates needless war, needless destruction, needless death, all for the sake of the banker tyrants who rule over us and treat everything like a giant Ponzi scheme, making war to keep their banking debt system afloat. And the manpower of the nation, you know, what do? We slave, we go to work, we pay all these taxes, we don't see much back. You know, they collect our taxes before we even see our own checks. But this football, this distraction, this entertainment they give us, it's what pacifies us. It's what allows us to go on with this horrible system. Anyway, I want to point out that death in English gematria sums to 228. He had 38 and 118 birth numerology. Death also has gematria of 228, just like United States of America. And Black History Month ends on February 28th, 2/28, which is the 59th day of the year. The kill number, the name Martin Luther King Jr. in simple English gematria sums to 228. I don't think it's any coincidence. Black History Month, these numbers coded on black men, killing. They say AIDS was discovered in 59 in the Belgian Congo. Belgian Congo equals 59. So anyway, here's the gematria for America and Chiefs. Remember, the NFL's America's game, the Chiefs, a classic football team, heart of the country, first Super Bowl. America the big way, Chiefs the big way, 50, just like the 50 states. The small way, 32. The date of our independence, 7/4/1776, a date with 32 numerology, 32 teams in the NFL. NFL in simple English gematria equals 32. This is why they would choose Kansas City Chiefs as ritual sacrifice for 2 Super Bowls. And I'm sure it's happened many other times, but these ones have very obvious parallels. The date he died, December 1st, 2012, again, his name summing to 121, like 12/1, was a date with 45 numerology. What it makes me think of is the score of Super Bowl I. It was 35-10, a sum of 45 points. This was a ritual sacrifice for Super Bowl 47. The first Super Bowl was played in the 47th year of the NFL. This man was sacrificed before Super Bowl 47 between the 49ers and the Ravens, the first Super Bowl coached by brothers for both teams, Jim and John Harbaugh. The guy whose name was John won. John equals 47, Super Bowl 47. So the other birth numerology that stands out, or the death numerology, is 9, because Derrick Thomas died 9 days after the Super Bowl. He died after Super Bowl 34, again 34, the 9th Fibonacci number. This man died at age 25 when you write out 25, or a date with 25 numerology, dead at age 25 when you write out 25, sums to 50 in gematria, just like Chiefs, like America. From the date of his birth until the date of his death was 131 days, which is the number connected to Super Bowl. If you write out Super Bowl, it sums to 131. If you write out championship, it sums to 131. If you write out 57, it sums to 131. World Series equals 57, the championship for baseball. Dave Henderson dead 57 days after this past World Series at age 57. Henderson equals 57. And the last team he played for were the Royals, who won the World Series. Always ritual sacrifices connected to these sports championships. They happen before, during, and after. It's sick. So from the date of his death until the date the Super Bowl was played, Super Bowl 47 was 64 days, and Kansas City Chiefs also equals 64. And with regards to who played in that Super Bowl, the Ravens and the 49ers, I know that in history, the 49ers and Chiefs have history. Joe Montana was traded to the Chiefs. Some other players between that team. Also, after that Super Bowl, Alex Smith would go from the 49ers quarterback to the Chiefs quarterback. He got benched after getting hurt early in the season and replaced by Kaepernick. But when Alex Smith was benched, he was leading the league in statistics. Alex Smith in gematria sums to 111. His rookie season with the 49ers, he had 1 touchdown and 11 interceptions. A lot of his fans hated him because of that season. Alex Smith equals 111, the number 1 overall pick. He was born on May 7th, like 5/7, like Super Bowl. He didn't get to play in it, though. Anyway, the point I wanted to make with regards to the 49ers is, again, we were talking about the revelation coding as well. He died on 12/1. The 49ers came into that Super Bowl 5-0. They got their first loss, becoming 5-1. 5-0 is a lot like 50. Revelation in simple English gematria sums to 121, and 49 the small way. Again, his name also summed to 121, dead on 12/1. Revelation, the book of prophecy. This past year, the 49ers hosted the Super Bowl. And the new 49ers stadium is on the 121st meridian. And the Broncos went to the White House on June 6th, exactly 121 days after winning. 6/6, June 6th, Revelation's the 66th book of the Bible. Also, for another overlay, Super Bowl 50, this past one that the 49ers hosted, the logo for the Super Bowl and the midway point, the 50, was gold all year. The Super Bowl was played on the 38th day of the year. Gold equals 38 in gematria. Also, the abbreviation for gold is AU. A's the first letter, U's the 21st. AU is 121. 49ers Stadium on the 121st meridian. Visiting the White House 121 days later. Golden anniversary. The Jubilee. It was the Jubilee year for the Jewish faith. And if you read about what the Zionist banker Jews worship, they worship gold and silver. You know, the gold rush in 49. With regards to the 39s we brought up, remember Derrick Thomas died on the 39th day of the year. In Super Bowl 47, it was the Harbaugh brothers. Harbaugh equals 39. Revelations based on the 39 books of the Old Testament that the Jews go by. The Zionist Jews running the show worship gold. I hope this is making sense. It's a lot to explain. I'm trying to paint the picture for you, how all of these things come together. Revelations based on the Jewish book. The Zionist Jews worship gold. All of this coded into the Super Bowl hosted by the 49ers. The Denver Broncos ended up winning. They have a team called the Nuggets, in basketball. Just a week before the Super Bowl, there was the death of the old-time Nugget, the guy who invented the jump shot by the numbers. I know it's so much truth seeker. I got to figure out a better, clear way to explain this. Even as it comes out of my mouth, I know some people are following me, but I know there's other people who are just like, you just told me too much. So if I did that to you, I apologize. But I'm just trying to paint this picture of what these numbers represent, why this is going on. So where both these young men died for the Chiefs, Kansas City, Missouri, it has gematria 42 when written as you'd write it for an envelope. 42, number coded all over black people. Jackie Robinson wore 42 for a reason. Black History Month is February, the only month that sums to 42, the most hateful word for black people. Zionism, Freemasonry. Freemasonry believes in divide and conquer. You find a lot of these hateful, divisive terms have this number coded into it. And when you realize the Freemasons are about order through chaos, divide and conquer, it makes all the more sense. Show you one last interesting thing and we'll wrap this up. The Super Bowl where Derrick Thomas died just after, 9 days after, the sum of points was 39. 39. He died on the 39th day of the year. The Super Bowl that Belcher died before was between the Harbaugh brothers with this 39 connection. And what else I notice is that when the Ravens won the Super Bowl 47, that Belcher died just before, they won with 34 points. Remember, when Derrick Thomas died, it was just after Super Bowl 34. And it seems that somehow there's some greater pattern here. That's what I want people to realize, and that's something I've said from the beginning. My research, it's ongoing. I'm always building more understanding and making greater connections. And the more people that help, the further we can advance. And I know that there's people out there that once this knowledge reaches them, they're really going to take off with it. There's brighter minds out there than mine, and if they're aware of this, they're going to fill in the gaps that we don't have now. The more people that apply this knowledge, the more we'll put it all together, and the sooner we'll stop it. That's the real goal, to stop this madness. And it's just a reminder that it's always been this way from the very beginning. The first Super Bowl, January 15th, 1967, the end of the 66 season. Notice that date, 115. That's something else I'm just noticing. And like I said, there's always more, and now I'm putting something together that I overlooked. The name Javon Belcher in simple English gematria sums to 115. Like Freemasons, the plural, like killing. And the first Chiefs Super Bowl, remember, that was in the 47th season. He died just before Super Bowl 47. The date of that game was January 15th. But the numerology of this date, 1 plus 15 is 16, plus 67 is 83. It's a date with 83 numerology, the first Super Bowl. And football, in simple English gematria, sums to 83. First Super Bowl on a date with 83 numerology. You look at the past faces of the NFL for the last decade, plus Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's born on the 83rd day of the year. Tom Brady's born on August 3rd, 8/3. And these guys aren't the best talent in the league. They're born and bred to be. Right date, right time, right family. And they get to be the superstars of the scripted NFL. For anyone with eyes to see, it's obvious that Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, defenses don't play the same way they do against them as they do other opponents. It's because they're all told to back off. That's why they're all overpaid millionaires. That's how they keep these lies and secrets and rigged games in. It's obvious they're all in on it. What's really sad is they might know about the ritual deaths and still do it anyway. because it pays such big bucks. It's worth the risk, you know? Sure, a lot of people, if they were given the opportunity to elevate from whatever money they're making now to play in the NFL with knowing that they might be ritually sacrificed, they'd still do it. People do crazy things in this world for money. But this is why people got to spread this knowledge, stop buying this merchandise, stop investing their time and energy. These people need to be shut down. They need to be exposed. They need to be jailed for murder and worse. I'll link this video on Derrick Thomas if you haven't seen it. Until next time, true